Njoki Shege is our sign language interpreter tonight. Now let's begin with the story of a career civil servant in the office of the president who has spent the last 3 nights in her office at Harambee House to guard against the demolition of her office to make way for renovations. Phyllis Anyango Ouko, who occupies the office of Secretary Administration in the Ministry of Interior, has resisted her relocation from the 1st floor to the 8th floor on grounds of accessibility. Phyllis, who utilises a wheelchair, says she would be stranded should the lifts be grounded for servicing or in the case of malfunction, power failure, or even an emergency. She says her pleas to the head of public service, Felix Koskei, for consideration have fallen on deaf ears.
Phyllis Anyango Ouko, who says she's spent the last 20 years in the civil service, struggles to be heard above the din of ongoing construction works right outside her office door. Her office alone is left standing, with the rest of 1st floor in the office of the president, Harambee House, flattened to make way for renovations.
I have my things in the office, I have my documents, I have my equipment. I can't go out because I'm being timed like a rat, and orders have been given. The moment she gets out of there, demolish the office.
Phyllis, who occupies the office of Secretary Administration in the Ministry of Interior, having been instructed to relocate to the 8th floor to allow for renovation works.
The head of service wants the entire floor to himself, including my office.
Phyllis, who requires the assistance of a wheelchair to move around, says such a move would be a threat to her safety, as without the use of a lift, she would be stranded.
In case there's a malfunction of the lift or even power failure, I've asked, what are the measures which have been put in place to ensure my safe exit or evacuation?
Phyllis says her repeated pleas for consideration have fallen on deaf ears.
There are offices which are closer and compared to that one on the 8th floor.
She has spent the last 3 nights in her office to avert its demolition.
That's why I'm here, to speak out, because nobody is listening, nobody is fighting for me. I've struggled with so many challenges to reach where I am. It's not been easy. Even this position I'm occupying.
In May, President William Ruto signed the Persons with Disabilities Act 2025 into law. The act aims to give effect to Article 54 of the Constitution, which requires that at least 5% of the members of the public in elective and appointive bodies are persons with disabilities. But according to the Public Service Commission annual report on compliance with the values and principles of the Constitution for the 2023-2024 financial year, representation of PWDs in the public service was at 1.8%, meaning the 5% constitutional threshold has not been attained. The disability policy and guidelines for the public service also provide that every public service institution shall, in deploying public officers, take due care to ensure that the duty station, workstation, and work environment are conducive to public officers with disabilities. It also provides that emergency measures are put in place to ensure that persons with disabilities are able to safely and effectively evacuate the workplace to an area of safety.
I had to struggle to get myself lifted physically up the stairway. It was not easy. In fact, we almost fell.
Olive Burrows, Citizen TV.